Every day, billions of people reheat leftovers without a second thought. Most assume that if food is heated until it's steaming hot, it's automatically safe. That assumption isn't entirely true, and understanding why could genuinely protect your health. I'm Dr. Ben Amadi, and today we're looking at 4 common foods where the real science of reheating deserves more attention than it gets. To be clear from the start, this isn't about dramatic single-meal danger. It's about 2 separate issues that get lumped together online: food poisoning risk from improper storage, and the slow buildup of certain compounds linked to cancer risk from repeated high-heat cooking. Both are backed by real research. Neither is as simple as, never reheat this food or you'll get cancer. The truth is more nuanced and more useful. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, has classified several compounds formed during high-heat cooking, not exclusively reheating, as probable or confirmed carcinogens. That's real. What's often exaggerated online is the idea that a single reheated meal causes cancer. It's dose, frequency, and cooking method over years that matter most. Let's go through the 4 foods people ask about most. Before we get into the specifics, if you're someone who cares about separating real health science from viral scare tactics, this channel is for you. I'm Dr. Ben Amadi, and every video here is built the same way. Pull the actual research, name the real risk, and cut the exaggeration. If that's useful to you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and tap like if you want more videos like this. If you know someone who reheats rice or chicken without thinking twice, share this with them. It might genuinely help. Now, let's start with the food people ask about most: rice. This comes in at 95 words, so you have plenty of room under your 200-word cap if you want to add a line about comments. For example, drop a comment with a food myth you want fact-checked next. Want me to extend it slightly to include that, or keep it lean? Rice is the most commonly cited dangerous leftover online, and this one has real science behind it. Though the danger isn't cancer, it's food poisoning. Uncooked rice can carry spores of a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. Normal cooking doesn't kill these spores. If cooked rice is left at room temperature, the spores can germinate and produce a heat-resistant toxin called cereulide. Reheating won't destroy that toxin. It's already formed. This is sometimes called fried rice syndrome. The CDC estimates Bacillus cereus causes roughly 63,000 foodborne illness cases in the US each year. Though severe outcomes are rare, the CDC records only around 20 hospitalizations annually from it. There have been isolated, serious case reports internationally involving organ failure, but these are exceptions, not the norm. The fix is simple and well supported. Cool rice quickly, refrigerate within about 2 hours of cooking, and eat leftovers within 1 to 2 days. This isn't a cancer risk, it's a bacterial food safety issue, and proper storage essentially eliminates it. Separately, starchy foods cooked at high, dry heat, think crispy fried rice, can form small amounts of acrylamide, a compound IARC classifies as a probable human carcinogen. But this comes from the browning/frying process, not simply reheating in a microwave. Here's where a lot of online claims get it wrong. The real, well-documented science is this: when meat and poultry are cooked at high temperatures, grilling, pan-searing, frying, creatine, amino acids, and sugars in the muscle tissue react to form compounds called heterocyclic amines, HCAs. Separately, fat dripping onto an open flame can form polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. Both are studied, real compounds, and animal studies show they're mutagenic. Human epidemiological research has associated frequent consumption of well-done, grilled, or fried meat with increased colorectal cancer risk in several studies. This is a genuine, active area of research, not settled science claiming certainty, but a real association worth taking seriously. Here's the important nuance. The strongest evidence points to the original high-heat cooking method, not the act of reheating itself. Reheating leftover chicken in a microwave at moderate temperature doesn't meaningfully add to HCA formation the way grilling or pan-frying at high heat does. If you're reheating already cooked chicken, the bigger practical concerns are food safety, bacteria like Salmonella or Clostridium perfringens if it wasn't stored properly, rather than new carcinogen formation. The claim that reheated chicken specifically causes pancreatic cancer is not supported by good evidence. That's an overstatement circulating online, and I want to be upfront about that rather than repeat it. Spinach, beets, celery, and lettuce are naturally high in nitrates, and normally that's a good thing since dietary nitrates support healthy blood pressure. The concern arises from storage, not reheating itself. When cooked leafy greens sit in the refrigerator, bacteria on the leaves can convert some nitrates into nitrites. Under certain conditions, particularly when combined with amino acids and heat, nitrites can form nitrosamines, compounds IARC classifies as probable or known carcinogens, depending on the specific type. This is the same basic chemistry behind why processed meat, which is cured with nitrites, was classified by IARC as a Group 1 carcinogen in 2015. Vegetables aren't in that category. The levels and context differ significantly, but food safety agencies in Europe have issued guidance around nitrate exposure from stored reheated greens, particularly for infants and young children, who are more sensitive to nitrites. Practical takeaway. This isn't a reason to avoid spinach. It remains one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables available. It's a reason to eat cooked greens fresh when possible, and if you do store them, keep it brief and reheat only once, gently. Eggs get less attention in this conversation, and the actual science here is thinner than people assume. Eggs are roughly 13% fat by weight, concentrated in the yolk, and cholesterol in that fat can oxidize when reheated, forming compounds called oxysterols. Some laboratory research has looked at oxysterols and found pro-inflammatory effects in cell studies. But here's the honest caveat. The evidence connecting reheated eggs specifically to meaningful genotoxic or cancer risk in humans is limited, and largely based on lab and animal studies, not strong human epidemiological data. This is an area of ongoing research, not a settled finding. Claims that reheated eggs are a significant documented cancer risk go well beyond what the current science actually shows. The more established concern with reheated eggs is texture and digestibility. Proteins can become rubbery and harder to digest, plus standard food safety. If egg dishes weren't cooled and stored properly, bacterial risk applies just like with any protein. If you want to be cautious, gentle reheating at lower temperatures preserves quality better than blasting them in the microwave. Let's be honest about where the real risk lives. It's not in the act of reheating itself, it's in three things. How food was originally cooked. High direct heat forms more HCAs and PAHs. How it was stored. Temperature and time determine bacterial risk. And how often certain high heat cooked foods appear in your diet over years. Public health guidance from the WHO, USDA, and food safety authorities in Europe and elsewhere is consistent. Cool food quickly. Refrigerate within about 2 hours. Eat leftovers within a few days. And reheat food thoroughly to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius, to kill bacteria. None of these agencies recommend avoiding reheated rice, chicken, spinach, or eggs entirely. The guidance is about safe handling, not avoidance. The cancer research on cooking-related compounds is real and worth knowing, but it's about patterns over a lifetime, favoring grilling, frying, and charring less often, rather than panicking about a single reheated lunch. Good information should make you more capable, not more afraid. So here's what actually matters, based on real evidence. Rice. Cool and refrigerate within 2 hours. Eat within 1 to 2 days. This is a bacterial safety issue, not a cancer issue. Meat and poultry. The bigger factor is your original cooking method. Favor baking, steaming, or lower heat methods over charring or deep frying when you can. Reheating leftovers safely is about food safety, not new carcinogen formation. Leafy greens. Eat fresh when possible. If storing, keep it brief and reheat once. Eggs. Store properly, reheat gently. The cancer risk claims here are the weakest of the four. If there's one thing worth remembering, it's this. The science of food and cancer risk is real, active, and worth paying attention to. But it's built on patterns over years, not fear about a single leftover meal. Be skeptical of any video, including this one, that tells you a familiar food is secretly dangerous without pointing you to where you can verify the claim yourself. I'm Dr. Ben Amati. Stay curious and see you in the next one.